Hi and welcome to DCO. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create this truss system. We'll start by creating the base geometry, create the subdivisions, the height. I'll show you how to create these diagonals as well, creating them in half of this portion and then going in a different direction in the other half. The most important thing about this was to have the capability of allowing this to happen to more than one line segment. So you can apply this to as many line segments as you want. You can still change all of the parameters within the script and see them updated. They can be in different directions. And so I'll be going over all of the steps here. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for being here and let's jump right into it.
Plug it in, generate, iterate.
So to start on this one, I'm going to create some base geometries here in Rhino, and I'm going to make sure that they are line segments. So I'll just create one line segment and actually copy a few over here. So now with those, I'm going to start the script. I'll go here in Grasshopper and bring in a curve component so we can place these into it. So we'll go and select those, right click, set multiple curves. Then I'll take them in Rhino and I'll hide them so we can see them here within Grasshopper. And now let's take these and subdivide them. Now I'm going to do it just to one of them and then make sure that once I graphed it, it does it to all of them the same way. So I'll take this curve, plug it into a list item, pick just the first one. Now if I go to graphed, it'll select all of them. So we'll just select one of them at the beginning here, and then start subdividing this line segment. So the idea here is to take this and divide it using a divide curve. The count, we're going to create a slider, let's say here of 12, but I'll make sure to double click inside here and go to even numbers. And that's because we need to have an even number of subdivisions here for there to be a center point. If they are not evenly subdivided, then there won't be a center point, and there's a reason for that. So I'll show you that once we get there. But now that we're here, we're going to take this line segment and move it down. So we'll bring in a move component, a Z vector with a negative component. And if you're seeing things a little bit different here, is because I have my display, draw icons, draw fancy wires, and draw full names on. This way we can see all the inputs here. So I'll plug this into the motion and then use a slider for the height. I noticed that some of these are a little bit short, so I'm going to show again. Select these, go to F10 or turn on control points, and then move this out here. Then hide it again. So then I can hide the input curves. All right, so now that we move this down, we're going to also divide this, or we're going to actually take this move and move the points down. So now we're going to have the first points, these, the second set of points here, and we're going to connect them using a line segment between A and B, or the start and end point. Now the next one is going to be to create the diagonals, and the diagonals are going to go down like this. And then when they get to the middle, they're going to flip directions. So now that we have this, we're going to have these line segments and we're going to pick the first two. So we'll go here to item, list item, pick between all those line segments, the first one and the second one. So I'll go here to the plus sign. Now I'll hide all of the points. And I'll be creating the endpoints just for these two. What I'll do now is start with this one. We're going to have the start and the endpoint, the start and the endpoint of this one. And we're going to be creating a line segment between the start and the endpoint here. So notice it creates this triangulation where it divides it in half. And we're going to do that all the way over here. So the way to do this is we need to pick not just these two, but we need to move this over by picking or by moving this over the same amount as the length between those two points all the way to the middle. So we need to know how many subdivisions. So what we'll do here is take these two start points. We'll create a line segment between them. Then we will use a length component because we need to know the length between those two. But we're also going to be using a vector and moving it in that direction. So we'll use amplitude, using that line segment as the vector, this length as the amplitude. But now we need to move it using it a series of times. And we'll use this length as a step, and the count, we need to know how many subdivisions we have. So here we have 12. We'll do 12 divided by 2 because we're only doing it halfway. And then we can bring this all the way over here, making sure that we hide the wire display so we don't have things overlapping. And then move it in that same direction as that line segment 6 times using that same length. So now that we have the vector created, we'll bring in the move component. And we can now plug in the diagonal. So notice we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we did that 6 times. Now we're going to take this and reverse the list. So we'll just take this, copy it down, right click over the list, wire display or reverse. And now I will do the same, but backwards. So what we've done is subdivided it evenly, created the diagonals halfway, and then created the diagonals halfway going in the opposite direction, because all we had to do was take that list and flip the direction. So this is going to be a fairly quick tutorial showing you the beginning parts of how this was created, but you'll also see if you download this from the website, this one that it's a little bit more complicated and it subdivides it in the same way, but it then takes it and then creates them three-dimensionally. So it'll be the same capabilities, but in this tutorial, we're just going to be developing this into some pipes. So we'll double click here, go to a pipe component. Now we can plug them both into here, but I do like to do this. Plug these into a curve component. This way they are all in here, and then use that as the input. Then we'll go to caps, round, And then we can change the radius here. Now the radius is okay, but I actually like to use the diameter for this. So I'll do divide by 2. And that creates the actual size of this. And then I'll take these up here, the ones that create the vertical divisions, and I'll do the same thing. So I'll copy this curve component, bring this all the way from back there. And if it's overlapping with a lot of things, I'll hide the wire display. So we can do these the same size, and then I'll copy this down, tapping Alt as I move it, and then use the top and bottom ones as a separate input. Holding down Shift, I can add another input here. And so I like to create these parametrically because of this functionality that we're going to do in a second. Because now that we have this all created, let's say we can make the top and bottom ones 2 inches, or let's say 1.5 inches. Let's unplug this one. We'll disable the preview on these. And now we can go here and graft, and it will do that to all of these. So if I type in show, and then I take this line segment, click on F10. You can also have them be separate lengths or even go in a different direction. And set multiple curves. And still have all of the same capabilities of being able to subdivide this. Set the height. We'll also be able to change this, the radius. And ultimately what it does is allow you to program some of your designs. That way you can apply them to other base geometries. And also learn a little bit more about modeling, because this, when you learn how to use parametric tools, you also learn how to model a little bit more efficiently. And this way you can apply the steps to many other designs. So thank you very much for being here. Hopefully you found this useful. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. All right, so now let me show you the other script and what you can expect when you download both of these. All right, so I made the tutorial more than anything to show you the steps of how to create some of these things parametrically. But the idea here is to be able to, like I said, do this to multiple curves at the same time. This one is going to be square sections. They can go, like I said, in different directions. And so this is going to be the script. I'll also organize this into a cluster.
Tutoring.